Home Depot parking lot instead of in the neighborhood back behind the coffee shop?
I don't know. Good question. I guess I didn't think the video cameras were that good. I remember seeing the IHOP camera, and I remember thinking that thing looks like it's 20 years old. It probably doesn't even record anymore. But I wasn't really worried about the video because I had my face covered the whole time, and I think I had the front license plate off my truck removed, and the back license plate is almost always covered with snow.
Did she try to get away or follow
Yeah.
around, or she did?
She tried to get away on Tudor. We were only about 100 feet from the coffee stand, maybe 200 feet.
He said that he spotted a camera in the parking lot and that he wanted it. So he went to grab it because he thought that maybe he could sell it later. And he even made a comment about it being his lucky day. But in that split second that he found that camera, Samantha realized that he was distracted and she tried to make a run for it.
After that first time she tried to get away, I tackled her. After that, I was serious. After that, she didn't give me any problems.
So the whole entire time after that, she was compliant, she was cooperative, and she kind of like knew you meant business.
Yeah.
The whole thing seemed very brazen, and that was one of the things that kind of has confused me all along, is how brazen the whole thing was, and how kind of how overt the whole thing was, you know, like almost like a bank robbery, where it was just like, I'm gonna walk up and do this, and it's not like Tudor is a small road. Tudor is like a pretty big thoroughfare in Anchorage, you know. So
My thought was that people walk down that street all the time, and in a way, if it's the fact that it was busy and there were people around, and I was right, I passed lots of people. Even when we were walking, it seemed like I passed the person who was walking. And every time someone was close, I would just take the gun and like push it against her, so she knew that I knew what she was thinking.
He had zip-tied her wrist behind her back earlier and had her jacket kind of hanging over her so that it wasn't very visible. And when they got to his truck, he pushed her in the truck and buckled her in with her wrist still behind her back. Then he got in the driver's seat and he told Samantha that he was going to hold her for ransom and that he was taking her to a holding location. And they started driving. And Israel said that almost right away, Samantha said that she needed to pee.
And then I talked to my boss at Suite 100 where I work. And I asked him, I said, I have the only means of transportation for me and my girlfriend. I'm wondering if I can get off the clock, go pick her up, come back, and then get back on the clock and finish my shift. He said that was fine. I left at 8:18 there, got here at about 8:25, in between 8:25 and 8:33, and usually the lights are left on at night when she closes up, and they were all off last night. I was just looking through the windows, everything looked locked up. I was just looking through the windows on the counters trying to see if she left her phone.
Now, when you say the lights are off, I mean, was it totally blacked out?
Yeah.
So what did you do then?
I went back to work, and I kept calling and calling and calling, and I got no answer. I finished my shift, and then I got off work. I took the truck to the gas station, and I kept calling my whole way home. I went to go put $6 in gas, and then I went home.
Yep. Drove down Denali, turned left on Northern Lights. Right away she said she had to pee. Plus she was just sitting in the front of my truck. She had a seatbelt on, but she could have, like, if she had thought about it, she could have got out really quick before I could have done much about it, so I wanted to get her in the back.
He then drove her to Lyn Ary Park.
Went down there and parked in a corner of the parking lot. There were a couple other cars there. I think there were even people there skiing. And after they left, I
let her out so she could pee, and then cleaned out the back seat, put her in the back, and had her. She was cold. I had her covered all up in drop cloths and stuff.
Was she laying down or was she sitting up?
She was laying
Laying.
on the back seat, on the jump seat.
And with her hands still behind her, or did you move them in front of her?
Yeah, once she was in the back, I put them in front. But they weren't tied tight. I had 2 individual cable ties on her wrists, you know, like as tight as you would put handcuffs. And then between those, I would run other cable ties.
So it's like
But
a
they
chain.
they weren't very tight, just enough that she couldn't try anything crazy. You know? I didn't have her feet tied. She was mostly just tied to the seat belts in the truck with cable ties.
He said they were at the park for about 20 minutes before they left.
What was the plan from there? I mean, you got this chick, you got her away, you know, now you're in Lyn Ary Park, and you're kind of home free, right? I mean, you're kind of
I wasn't
her out
in
of the
any-
bright lights.
I wasn't in any hurry. I was